Cancer. Welcome to Hattie's Hierophant. I am your tarot reader and I hope you are doing well. This is a general reading for that of October. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? The center of your reading is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choices, meaning you're going to have some decisions to make for October. Intuitively too, before I started the reading, Cancer, I started picking up on some of your energy, and it feels like tired, it feels exhausted, it feels like you need some rest, and it feels like a mental rest that you need to take. But let's see how that plays off in the cards, and perhaps we can get on the same page, Spirit and I, as far as how I feel about you, Cancer. Now, let's go ahead and go into your moon energy. This is where your feelings are. This is also where Spirit is working on your behalf, and you have that of the Fool. So this is it's the beginning and the ending, right? It's the zero. And with this being a major arcana and being in your moon energy, I feel like you feel you need a new start, a new beginning, new habits that you need to adapt. So the great news is you are being supported by Spirit with that. Because it is a major arcana, you can feel this support for the next several months. I'm hearing until the end of the year, and it even sprinkles into 2024 as well. So congratulations, whatever it is you're trying to start it. And look at here, this is also in your moon energy, and we also have that of the Ace of Swords. So this is about new ideas, innovations, new starts, new opportunities for us. You're going to be getting some downloads of ideas on how you can start these new things and this new start, because you obviously want to do that. So bravo, congratulations. And I also have that of the Knight of Swords. Now, when it comes to getting information, getting truth, getting justice even, this is the Knight that's going to do it. And I like that it's that Knight energy, because it's that young, youthful energy. It's that energy that, you don't get as a toddler, and you don't have as, being an adult. It's that energy that just comes from nowhere. So you are indeed going to have that energy going off into your endeavors, Cancer. So great news for you. Now let's go into your Sun energy. This is your ego. This is what we see. This is how you are seen. And you have that of the Three of Swords. This is energy of disappointment. It's also energy of a loss, right? And sometimes what that loss is, it's just in order for you to gain freedom, right? That's been a big lesson of mine this year, is understanding what freedom was. I thought freedom was gaining, and freedom is actually the opposite. Freedom is letting go. So I feel like this energy, although someone or something may be separating from you, right? It's necessary, because you need to ride lighter, is what I'm hearing. So whatever this newness is that we're getting into, you need to have a lighter load, which is going to help you with freedom. And that's also what that Fool energy is about as well. So freedom is definitely a part of your October. I also have here of the Page of Cups, and this is the beginning stages of, so this is the beginning stages of perhaps a relationship, a courtship, or even something that you're just interested in. And it feels like something you're getting back to. So I don't know if emotionally we're getting back to things that make us feel good. Whatever that is, maybe once upon a time you used to walk in the morning, or you used to run in the afternoon, or you used to have a cup of tea at lunch, but it feels like that. You used to read before you went to bed, and you just stopped doing these things. And I feel like that whatever we're letting go to give us freedom, right? I feel like that it stopped you. That's how come you stopped doing those things, is because you started putting your attention elsewhere. It wasn't bad. It was just a part of life. And now you're thinking like, how do I get back to feeling good? Go back to those things that made you feel delight. And then I also have that of the Devil energy, Cancer. This is your opposing sign on the astrological chart. So just know that if you're interested, if you are struggling in any kind of way and you're like, what are the lessons that Spirit are trying to teach me? I would look at Capricorn Sun readings. I think those will be helpful for you, because that's where you learn your lessons, just like Capricorn learned their lessons by you, Cancer. So I see that you might have a Capricorn that's also in your midst, and I feel like this Capricorn is teaching you lessons, even in that of life, especially if there's one that's predominant in your life. So definitely use that as lessons, and don't use it as someone to irritate you, because I feel like that's kind of what's happening as well. I'm not picking up, because typically the devil also represents things that do not serve us, that we kind of lock ourselves into doing, right? Where they're spending money or overindulging in food or things like that. And I don't feel that with you. I do feel like this is lessons for us to learn from that of Capricorn. And it feels like this is the younger energy, right? Just because we're a little bit older doesn't mean we're necessarily wiser, honey. Wisdom comes from the beginning to the end and everything in between. So just be aware of that. I also have that in of the Justice. I am now talking about your immediate present. I'm jumping around. I get like that. Watch me. So if we continue with these energies, this is what we can expect in your immediate present. And we have that of Justice. This energy always feels so strong to me, because you see how you see those stairs in the background, and there's so many stairs just to get to that temple, where this gentleman here, this spirit, this energy, before you even got to him, you had to climb several of those. And that's your last climb. That's how come Justice is there. Because before you can actually get to the temple, you have to pass a test. Did you climb these stairs because you used your heart? Your heart told you, your love told you, passion told you to do it? Or did you do it just to prove something? And if you did it just to prove something, Justice will not let you pass. It has to be heartfelt, right? This is also energy of Libra as well, another major arcana. So we can expect that through this work that you're doing, through this new opportunity that you're going towards, right? It has to be here. It has to come from your heart. And then I also have that of the Hermit. This is also energy of Virgo. We just left Virgo season. So I do feel like that perhaps some of the seeds of these lessons and some of the seeds of these new beginnings have been planted as of last month, or in a season of where, remember how I said how I felt like you were tired? Those seeds were probably planted during those times of where you were trying to re-energize, and times of rest and time of self-reflection. And that's what this energy is all about, another major arcana. So I do feel like some things had developed through some self-reflection. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of this here, see if we can get any more spiritual hits, so to speak. I'm going to expand in your moon energy. Wow. Yes. Yes, honey. Okay. So I expanded on that full energy, and you got that of the Emperor. Another major arcana is also Aries energy, and it's also daddy energy. It's also father energy. And it is that energy of experience, right? The Emperor doesn't become the Emperor because he was born into it. He becomes the Emperor because he earned it, right? He earned it from being the person that got the water for the knights, to where he became a knight, and then he became a leader, and then he became the emperor. The people appointed him through his strength. So at the end of the day, if this emperor needs to yield that sword to protect his country, to protect his castle, to protect his loved ones, he will yield it, and he will fight, and he is feared, right? So I feel this energy here, and I feel like it's surrounding you, Cancer. So I don't know if there is a father-like energy or an emperor-like energy is best, because it doesn't have to be masculine, because there are some emperors who are women who have that same warrior-like energy. If you have a warrior that is no longer with us, I feel like that they are with you spiritually, and they're protecting you, and they are guiding you. This is also another message of you are strong enough. You have that inner warrior. You have paid your dues. You have fought the battles, right? And just because time has gone on, and perhaps you haven't fought a battle in a minute, perhaps you have done this opportunity that's being presented to you. Perhaps you've done it before, and you're like, man, I'm too old, or man, I haven't done it in a long time. The Emperor never forgets how to yield that sword and how to fight, right? You are that Emperor Cancer. I also have that of the Four of Swords. Is this the Four of Swords? The Two of Swords, my apologies. This is the Two of Swords, and this is about being indecisive, right? Because there is a decision you're going to have to make, and we talked about that with the center of your reading with the Seven of Cups, being spoiled for choices. So the interesting thing about the Two of Swords energy is that you don't have all the information. That's how come you're indecisive, right? So this is encouraging you to get all the information that you can, because you are going to have to make a decision, probably based off of your gut, because you're not going to be privy to all the information for whatever reason. Now, let's continue. And I'm going to expand on that Knight of Swords that we had earlier, and we have that of the Six of Swords. And then we also have that of the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jupiter-like energy, so that means that luck is on your side for this new endeavor. So you know how I saw the beginning stages of like a relationship or an offer, right? I do feel like we are moving towards that. So if you are not physically moving, you're emotionally moving towards a new way of thinking of, maybe I can be in a relationship even though it's been so long. Maybe I can make this move and it's going to be different from what I'm used to or what I know. Maybe I can go ahead and start this new opportunity, and I'm emotionally going to be ready for it. But there is a shift that you will be making, whether it's emotionally or physically, Cancer. And the cool thing is you have luck on your side. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So it is a prosperous energy. It's also another major arcana. That's the kind of major arcana you want to be lasting for a minute, especially in your moon energy. And that's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, when I expanded on that ace, we got that of the King of Coin, the Four of Coin, and the Page of Coin. So listen to me. If your question is if this new project or endeavor going to work, I'm hearing a yes, right? I'm hearing a yes. Before you can get here, you got to work for it, because there's a tree of life. That means you've already planted the seed, right? And it's growing. It's going to create some stability here. You see how she's under this bird of protection, right? This bird is taking all the elements. It's taking the sun, so it's taking the heat. It's taking the snow, so it's taking those times where it's cold and crackling, right? It's taking the wind and it does not move. You are protected. Your finances are protected. Your home is protected. Your health is protected, right? Because you've been working towards that. That's what this turtle is. You know, tortoises mostly, sometimes they outlive their own owners, right? So this takes a minute. And it takes patience, and it takes obedience. And you've done it. And now where do we start? We start now, right? We start now. And are those goats? No, they're not goats. But what I can see, once my eyes focus, is that sun that's in the background, the sun of prosperity. So whatever coldness, whatever stillness you've been going through, it is going to be melted. Your spring is almost here. So let's see how that's going to manifest in your sun energy, your ego, where you are seen and where we see you. We're going to expand on that. I knew that was coming. Like we talked about that, right? So I expanded on this Three of Swords, okay? And then we have the moon energy there, and then we have the Four of Swords. So that just lets me know that we were in a recovery period. We were tired, right? And that's what the Four of Swords is all about. It's recovery. And I know this card looks so super scary, right, in this particular deck. But the story behind it is a warrior who had went out to war. And he came back and he rested, and he's laying in a coffin. He's not laying in a coffin to be morbid. He's laying in a coffin to show respect for the people who didn't make it through this war, right? And as a warrior, he did. So he rests and he contemplates. And in that energy, he shows appreciation and gratitude for all the people that fought for him. And you have that, Cancer. Like I feel that gratitude. And with this moon energy being here, that lets me know that we're just doing some introspection. We're going inside, and I saw that in your immediate present with that hermit. And it doesn't feel, even though this is in your sun energy, and sun energy represents ego in your most present, I feel like if you haven't done this already, if you haven't been doing some self-reflection, I feel like you have, and that's what's kind of led you to these new ideas and even this new opportunity, because whatever you continue to think about, it becomes, right? So let's expand on that devil energy, that Capricorn energy. I have that of the Hanged Man and of the Four of Wands. So the Hanged Man is a hesitation energy, right? I'm not moving forward, but I'm not moving backwards. I'm just existing kind of energy. And I feel like that because we were kind of in recovery, and it doesn't feel like recovery, we were recharging, right? It gave us an opportunity to have some self-reflection, which we've done. And I feel like you're coming back to you. And I feel like not only are you coming back to you, but you're coming back to spirit, you're coming back to source. And that's what this Four of Wands is about, right? It's a covenant. But I feel like this is with you. It's almost like you are identifying your inner self. You and her, you and him, you're eye to eye, eyeballs to eyeballs. And now you see you in a different light. This is also a spiritual card as well. So if you're seeing if you're seeing a ton of 1111 or 111, that is just spirit telling you, hey, I hear you. I see the work that you've done. And it feels like it's been real internal spiritual work. Because at the end of the day, the closer you get to yourself, the closer you get to source. Now, when I expanded on the Page of Cups, right? That new relationship offer that I'm seeing. And keep in mind, relationships are just not only romantic. They could be new friendships. It can be new business partnerships, right? It all is about connection. So there's a new connection that's coming. And then we have that of the Knight of Coin. I feel like this new connection is going to be a slow burn, right? So whatever that connection is, wherever you resonate, Cancer, whether it's romantic, business, friendship, it's going to be one that's going to grow over time and be very deliberate. And I have the Six of Wands. So it's going to be a relationship that it is going to grow over time and be quite successful and long lasting. Now, if we continue with this energy, and your energy is so delightful, I feel like that I'm on like a cloud on a pillow, and we're sitting around having mimosas and having a good time and just talking about, you know, how good life is. So I really love this energy for you, Cancer. And I feel like you need it, and I feel like you work towards it. This is very deliberate energy. Now, when I expand on that Justice energy, I get that of the Nine of Coin. And that's all about our being happy with who we are, right? Our true identity, not identifying about anything else. Like, yes, perhaps you can be a father, you can be a mother, a cousin, an uncle, an aunt, a worker, or whatever, a CEO, an executive. Like, there's all these titles. But what about just you? When you take away all those titles, what's left? Do you like that person? And this is energy of you damn well do. And if you don't, you damn well should. Okay? And then I also have that of the World card. I love when I see the World card and the Wheel of Fortune card in the same energy, because it's momentum. It's momentum, right? It's almost like having like two tires on that bike, and you have those big tires where you don't even have to like move the pedals too much. That sucker's just going. So energetically, everything is moving forward for you. I do see that perhaps we will be doing some traveling, and then we have that Six of Swords. So I do feel like we will be traveling. Some of us are going to be moving overseas. I don't see moving permanently, but perhaps you're going to be working overseas, but there's something overseas that you're going to be doing for about 6 months or so. So if that happens, comment below. I love to hear about it. I also expanded on that Hermit, and we have that of the Knight of Wands, the fastest knight in the deck. Now, I'm getting a warning with this, right? Because we are spoiled for choice, because our center of our reading was the Seven of Cups, right? I'm hearing, don't go so fast that you're not reading the small print. Don't go so fast that you leave your passport. Don't go so fast that you leave your eyeglasses. Like, I feel like that if we move too fast, we're gonna leave something behind or forget something that seems small, but on a long term, um, in the long term, it's gonna cause you a headache. Not like a blow up, but just like a headache. Just imagine that you go to a different country and you forget your glasses. Ugh, that sucks. We're going to be struggling, right? So that's the kind of energy I'm getting here. So just double check, slow down, and recheck again. And I also have that of a Seven of Sword. The energy I'm getting here is just do something different. Go about it a different way. So with this new opportunity, if you did it a certain way before and it worked out for you, amazing. It may not work out the same for you this time. So this is like, do the same thing but differently. Be creative, right? That's what the Seven of Swords is giving me for you. Now, to round up your reading, I am expanding on your center card of the Seven of Cups. And I have that of the Seven of Wands. This is defending ourselves. The King of Cups, being emotionally stable. And I also have that of the Six of Coin. So anytime I get the Six of Coin, the message there is, be careful with your money. Be careful how you're spending things. Be careful with your friendships. Are you giving more to the friendship than what's being given to you? Your relationship should be equal long term, right? Long term, your relationship should be equal, whether they're mother, daughter, father, son, cousin, intimate relationships. This is a message of making sure that they're equal and defending that, right? So if you have to say, listen, I feel like I'm giving more than you're giving. I feel like I'm doing more than you're doing, right? Defend that, right? Because sometimes some people just don't know. Some people just think, I know it seems silly, some people think that, oh, I thought you just liked to cook, which is why I never cooked. I thought you liked it so much, so I just didn't do it. I didn't realize it was overwhelming you. I'm sorry, right? So I'm hearing defend it, talk about it, make sure everything is even, Steven, even your money in your pocketbook. It's very important, Cancer, that you are checking your money. I feel like that's going to be really important for you this month. Now, that is all that I have, because I feel like I can go on and on and on and on and keep pulling these cards and we can talk all day. But who wants that? Who wants that? Cancer, I absolutely adore you and I can't wait to see you next month.